So Wild's Orlando Magic, the big winners of last night's NBA draft lottery, picking first overall for the first time since '04 when they selected big man Dwight Howard. Could big man Chet Holmgren be their guy this year? Chet said yesterday he thinks he can be a 50-40-90 player. Says he can create his own shot and score at will. Very fancy. Wilds, is Chet the perfect fit for your Orlando Magic? Your pesky Magic?
Okay, 100%. So first of all, congratulations to all Magic faithful across the country. We were blowing up the group text, all of us. Magic did it. All right, Wilds, can you carry the torch for us on national television? I said, indeed I will, friends. And then I'm going to have everybody over because we can all fit in my family room. Here's the thing about the NBA draft and sports in general. All we talk about is the value of chemistry. Oh, you know what, that team has good chemistry. That team has championship level chemistry. That team has bad chemistry. But then when it comes to picking your team, it's just one big blind date. How about this player? This player will fit with that player. I don't know. How about this guy fits with this guy? I don't know. Maybe they'll text each other in the draft. Maybe they'll FaceTime each other, and we'll put that up as evidence that it will work. That's not how it should work. The Cincinnati Bengals got it right. They saw the draft. They said, Joe Burrow, yeah, he's good. And there's his college teammate, Jamar Chase, and they were good together. And guess what? We went to the Super Bowl because they had established chemistry. Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren were high school teammates. They won 3 state championships in Minnesota. Then Jalen goes to Gonzaga. And he plays a year and leaves. He goes back to Minnesota for Chet's announcement that Chet's going to Gonzaga. These guys are built for each other and have team chemistry already. It would be a wild mistake, but when there's no real consensus number one in the draft, for the Magic to try to outsmart themselves with basketball analytics or anything else, rather than take the two guys that are good friends, have proven that they can win, and would be a perfect match for each other. It's a 1 + 1 = 3 scenario. Chet is the obvious pick, and that is why, if the Magic pick Chet, which they should, Broussard, I've been saying 8 seed. Ooh, I'm thinking frisky 7 seed next year. Let's go. Chet is back, number 1 pick, frisky 7 seed. Chemistry matters. That's what I want you to Chemistry matters, Broussard.
All right, here's what I'll say. The Magic obviously need to get this pick right. All right, because they do have something potentially brewing, Wilds. All right? Yeah, Suggs showed some signs. Cole Anthony played well. Franz Wagner looks like a player, right? They got some nice young players. So chemistry is important, not just with Suggs, but somebody that fits with all of those guys. But with the number 1 pick, you got to take the best player. I haven't seen a ton of these guys, but I have liked Holmgren. I've liked Holmgren since high school. He's got the handle. He's got the jump shot. Obviously, he's tall. He can defend the rim. He is a very good shot blocker. And he is a rail. He makes Kevin Durant look burly. Okay, but he does have an inner toughness. All right, you saw him in Gonzaga. They had him playing down low, and he didn't back down to guys. I do like that. I don't know if he's going to be a star. The other guy, there's talk that they're considering, or that some people think should be the number 1 pick, is the kid out of Auburn, Jabari Smith. And it's similar, Wilds, in that he's 6'10". He can shoot the 3 as well as Holmgren. He's somewhat athletic himself. He can defend. They just got to make the right pick. And I guess they can look at it and say, look, their history is that they do. They've had 3 number 1 picks, Shaq, Chris Webber that they turned into Penny Hardaway, and Dwight Howard. So I hope they get this right.
Pretty good.
I'd love it to be Holmgren, and I love him to turn out into a great star. But I can't say I'm convinced at this point. I just don't know yet.
All right, so a few things here. First of all, I want to make sure we get the quote right. because Wilds, he did say he thinks he can be a 50, 40, 90 guy. He was talking though actually about what he does. Those are his bench press weights. He does 50 pounds a couple times, then 40 pounds a couple times, and then he maxes out at 90 pounds.
We're back to this storyline.
A couple times. I know this is, it's not a storyline.
They said it about KD. Remember that? You remember that, Nick?
Yeah.
They said it about KD.
I understand that. I understand. I also understand I watched Kevin Durant in college. And with respect to Chet Holmgren, Kevin Durant was a totally different collegiate basketball player. The only thing that stopped Kevin Durant from going to the Final Four is the same thing that has stopped a lot of great players from going to the Final Four. They were coached by Rick Barnes. It's not his fault. KD, it wasn't your fault. KD was one of the greatest collegiate players I've ever seen for his 1 year at Texas. He was 30-10 seemingly every night. And I am consistent on this. And I know it frustrates our beloved statistician, in-house statistician, Dusty, and I know it frustrates other people. But anytime you are going to be the most or the least something ever, I have reservations. It was my reservation about Kyler Murray going number 1 overall, despite how great he was at college.
Yep.
You're going to be the smallest quarterback ever, or other than Doug Flutie. Chet Holmgren would be the thinnest star player, I guess, other than Kevin Durant. I think he's thinner than Durant that I've ever seen. He's like thinner, Keith Kloss. And if you don't remember Keith Kloss, Google him, kids. However, that's not the point here. I'd take Jabari 1. I'd probably take Banchero 2, and I might take Ivy before I take Chet because I'm so worried about his ability to stay on the court, his ability to defend outside of blocking shots, all of it. But what's more important is this. For our show, we have finally found what we need for Wilds to get a pick right. All it has to do is come down to ping pong balls. If the ping pong balls determine it, Wilds is evidently, they only had a 14% chance. And Wilds has been calling this for months. I don't know how you did it, buddy. Everyone's like, oh, the Magic get the number 1 pick. There's an 86% chance they didn't, and your frisky Magic did it. So I understand the teammate thing, and you make a compelling point. I think Jabari Smith's the best player in this draft, but I'm just happy for you because you bought Magic stock when it was at its, trading low, and you held. You hodled on the Magic, and it's paying dividends, and I'm proud of you, my friend.
Yeah, I bought it here, and I'm right here, so it's growing, and as we get. Ooh, wait till that 7 seed comes, Jenna. We are frisky. I might have to change it. It's still going to be
7 seed.
Still frisky, it's going to say.
Frisky 7
and
seed.
the parade, Jenna. Oh, we have the Troy. Still frisky. Like, yes, let's go, Magic. We're all going to go.
It's going to be
We're all going to go to the parade. It's going to be a few years.
It's Wilds and Kevin
NBA draft just over a month away, June 23rd. All right, let's get to the guys who are already beefed up. Out west, who's like